Dan the Marketing Man Moskal here, and this is really the third video in our series here about how to build a website. And in this video, we're going to talk about some of the SEO, search engine optimization. This is the free, natural, organic search traffic from the search engines. You will get this traffic in these rankings based upon the information you have on your website. If you're an authority, if you have relevant, good quality information. And specifically, one of the things we're going to look at here is your URL address and the differences between buying a custom domain and how this is going to influence your search engine optimization traffic and rankings versus using one of the free domain names, which if you happen to miss the second video here, that will put your website on a .wordpress.com or .blogger.com website. WordPress and Blogger are the ways to go. You get to choose between those two. There's a handful of other companies, but really the vast majority of websites in 2014 and moving forward and years in the past are WordPress or Blogger websites, period. The custom URL address, this is important because one of the drawbacks of using a free website will put your website, it'll say, let's go ahead and say your custom domain name. This is also your URL address, kind of like you're watching this video at the website youtube.com. youtube.com is the domain name or URL address. So if you use a free website, you're going to have your domain name, your website, and then it's going to say .wordpress.com. That'll be your full URL domain name address. Or if you're using Blogger, it'll say yourwebsite.blogger.com. It's not going to be yourwebsite.com. There will be a .blogger.com or .wordpress.com attached to the back end of your website URL address if you use the free version. This, in my personal opinion, will not help your search engine traffic or your search engine rankings. In addition to building links, search engine optimization really looks at the links that you have built to your website or that other people have built to your website, saying, hey, go check out my friend Bill's website. He has some great information over there about how to clean your pool or whatever it may be. Those links aren't as easily built and can even be prevented from being built because of that .wordpress.com or .blogger.com on the back of your website URL address from my experience. And I've been doing this online thing full time since 2006, working from the comfort of home. So I would really encourage you to put your website on a custom domain name. If you're looking an expense, you need something that's a little bit more affordable, go with blogger.com. You can have that on your custom owned domain name for less than 15 bucks a year. I believe GoDaddy is 12 or 13 bucks a year, and that's who I use for most of mine with Blogger. And then WordPress, who I also use, that's going to cost you more, and I recommend that you use Bluehost. Your web hosting company doesn't matter, but WordPress will cost you roughly about 100 bucks a year. Just however you move forward, you can always change things. If money is a concern, I would encourage you to start with Blogger, and then you can switch that over to a WordPress website once you're bringing in, exponentially more than 100 bucks a year, and you can justify that expense, especially if you're just starting and you want to generate some additional extra revenue by doing something online during your part-time work or whatever it may be. The SEO traffic, though, and getting that free, natural, organic search traffic, in my personal opinion, it's going to be considerably more challenging if you don't go ahead and put your website on your own custom domain name. Not only does it look amateur having your website on a .wordpress.com or .blogger.com domain URL address, it also shows that you're not all that serious about your information because you're not willing to spend 10 or 15 bucks a year, which what's that, about $1 a month? It's not going to help you. I think really you're kind of trying to run a 100-meter dash with one leg if you leave it on a .wordpress.com or .blogger.com. please spend the 15 bucks. You can change these things later. Blogger is a much more affordable, quicker, faster, easier way to get started with all this stuff, and you can go back later and change it with WordPress, and you don't have to learn all this stuff. You can outsource the vast majority of it if you're smart, intelligent about it, and you know a few of the things. Over the past decade, one of the big mistakes I made was outsourcing the creation of a website. I paid $3 or $4 grand, and this is just one of those things I had to learn. But the website that was created for me had a, well, what do they call it? I think it's the static URLs, but essentially it was like building a website. I paid, $3,000 or $4,000 for it. And the way it was created was, the website was created so a sheet was covering it. Meaning the idea and the goals that I wanted to, I essentially said, okay, now I can't have that because I'm going to go pay and get this nice new professional, uber fancy looking website designed. And it was so contrary to what I was really trying to do. But the way you have to learn some of these things is the hard way and the expensive way. So let me go ahead and avoid you paying the same expenses I did over the past decade and give you some of these shortcuts here. This is Dan Moskal. We've written a number of books now, including How to Create a Website Easy Button, Earn Money Online with Google AdSense, Your Business, Amazon, and more. Available at Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, also at iTunes, also on the Kindle, the Nook, and we have a number of books over on audiobook. We've also got a website, danmoskaluniversity.com, link in the description below to an article for some more tips about how to create your website. Please visit and sign up for our free report. Have a fantastic afternoon. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and looking forward to talking to you again soon.